All right then. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Cam the Casual DJ coming back at you guys. Back at you for another go around. Appreciate you who've been sticking with me so far for this challenge. It's the Sean Cannell, Cannell. His name looks like a Cannell. Welcome to YouTube Elementary. I'm Kevin Jackson. Kev the Cashflow DJ is my little nickname. The channel is Cashflow Hustles, and website I kind of do my little podcast, my little headquarters or whatever is cashflowhustlesradio.com. So I want to welcome you. Excuse me. Welcome everybody here. Probably I assume you have been following. If you haven't, you can go back and start from day one. It's only 5 days. It's like 7 lessons. It's only 5 days. But this is the finale of the challenge. And although it's the finale of the challenge, it is the beginning of, really the journey. So really, because what I'm going to do personally is to repeat this weekly. Doesn't mean I'm going to cover the same topics or the same whatever, but the same concepts and principles will begin each week. And I'm on a 13-week program, which is 180 days. It's a 30-day challenge, but I'm going for the 3 to 6 months. I'm going for I got some stuff I'm doing. So really mine is like 6 months. But so I'm trying to do this for like 6 months, do a 6-month run of this. This is just the first 5 days. But then I had to go into I have a whole system. I'll break it down, sort of a time management module type system. I'll go into the details of it later. But anyway, we're going to keep repeating this. We're really going to be doing this weekly. Now, that means we're in YouTube Elementary, so that means that various YouTubers can be doing various things. And all we have to do is expand upon this every week. If we can do these things every week, just 5 days. And actually it's broken down into 7 because I have 2. This is just 5 days. So, some of you will be doing this once a week, whatever. You can do it within one video. Maybe you can break it up. Maybe you could do 5 videos or 1 video, however you want to do it. But I'm just telling you what I'm doing. Anyway, let me get into it. Where we at? 2-minute mark. Let me get into it. Where we at? Okay, this is day 5. Lesson 7. I guess. I don't even know. I guess it is lesson 7. I don't know, whatever. Technically, I guess you can say I'm lost count. But anyway, all I know is it's day 5. And this is putting it all together. This is the YouTube growth plan, putting it all together, putting all of these different pieces, all of them together into one functioning engine, into one journey, into one whatever. Okay, so let's go down and lay everything out here. I got 3 things I'm going to get into first before I get into the 4th one. And, we'll go from there. The first one is they're the letters MMP. What does the letters MMP mean? Messy momentum planning. Messy momentum planning. Okay, here's what she said. She gave a speech, and the speech was moving and emotional. It was really motivationally emotional. It was a gripping, heart-wrenching, not heart-wrenching, but it was just very inspiring. But anyway, messy momentum planning. So what did she say? 2 words that a lot of you are going to be horrified and terrified of. Start messy. Start messy. Start messy. Start messy. Start messy. Start messy. What in the world does that mean? That means stop waiting for perfection. You're a perfectionist procrastinator. Stop waiting for perfection. Stop waiting for the stars to align. Stop waiting for your greatest equipment. Stop waiting for such and such person. Stop waiting for such and such money. If you got a cheap phone, a cheap $30, $40 phone, and you don't have no studio equipment or whatever, and you want to get 1,000 subscribers and you're trying to make $1,000, why you want to wait 2 or 3 months or whatever to get some equipment or whatever, however long? I mean, you can. Start messy. That means start now with a raggedy phone. With you don't have those skills. You're not polished. You stutter too much. Whatever you run on, you say too much, whatever it is. You can't speak. Whatever it is. You jacked up. You are jacked up. It ain't YouTube does not care how jacked up you are. The algorithm does not care about how jacked up you are. The algorithm doesn't care. It only reads actions. It only sees things you do. So start messy. Don't let messy stop you until you turn into the beauty queen, or the professional, or you're Dan Rathers, or whatever, or the greatest actor in the world, or forget all that. Messy. And when you start messy, what you do is you build momentum. Now, here's the thing about building momentum. The question comes into, how do you build momentum? Well, we all know, but really the way you build momentum is consistency. You build momentum by repeated actions, by progressive movement, progressive daily progress. And I can go into some long whatever explanations and analogies on consistency. But you're showing up each day, putting in the work. You're consistent. You clock in every day, or you clock in each week. And we know at 8 o'clock you're gonna be here, or maybe you might be running late, or we know you're gonna be here on time every day, or whatever. Or maybe you have some software that automatically puts out your stuff. You got software, and it's just putting it out, boom, boom. As long as you've done the work and loaded up your your poster, it'll just boom. It'll be posting that stuff. Boom. You have an algorithm because you have a robot, an automated robot software that's posting your stuff. Or maybe you're hiring people. You're hiring editors. You're hiring maybe photographers, videographers. Maybe you're hiring people to do voiceovers, or whatever. So anyway, that amounts to consistency. You cannot get momentum without consistency. So instead of me putting in consistency, which I was going to put in momentum. Like, well, you know what? Consistency is momentum. Okay. Anyway, messy momentum and planning. You can't just go out here willy-nilly, just flopping around. I gave a speech on that on the social media thing. There's a difference between, let's say you're on Facebook goofing off. You can just entertainment, or you're bored. Like I do, I may be at Walmart. Line may be long, or wherever I'm at, doctor's office, wherever you're at. You're waiting. I pull my phone out, open up Facebook, social media, whatever. Boom, I'm just looking at stuff, and maybe a conversation may start, or maybe something, and I get to commenting or whatever. I'm just winging it. There's no plan. I ain't working. I'm just entertainment purposes. But if you're working, you have to. It's professional work, because this is your business. This is your business. You're trying to get that $1,000. Maybe it's $250 a month in 4 months. Maybe it's $500 a month in 2 months. Maybe you get $1,000 in 30 days. Maybe it takes whatever it is. Playing. I made a video about you're just as professional. You're not just willy-nilly. So that takes planning. You can't be no professional and you don't have no type of planning. Even if you have the skills, you have to be a professional. If you may be professionally trained, or you may be talented, you got to be a professional as far as your workmanship. And your workmanship is demonstrated over, the momentum. So planning is essential. So you got to strategize. Oh, what did she say? That's me rambling. What did she say? Oh, mind you, look at the notes. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Just a wish. She said, if you plan it out, you can do this 5 hours a week. That's what she said. 5 hours a week, you can do this. And she put up an example about watching Netflix for like 1 hour a day, maybe a movie or TV show or something, maybe even binge watching, but just an hour a day. I mean, we all can find an hour a day. Success is the residue of planning. Great stuff. Become a master of planning. Why? Because you're a professional. Win the battle before it's fought. How do you win the battle before it's fought? Planning, and I call it advanced preparation. It is planning, but to me, it's advanced preparation. Advanced preparation. Then she went into the triple C's. I have my own triple C's. But, I like the way she titled it. triple C's to winning the social media war, which is Google, YouTube, and social media in general. And the war is, if you want to be an influencer, you have to win many battles in the war. The war on defeating the social media algorithms. But anyway, here's our triple C's. We already did MMP, messy, momentum, and planning. Now we go into the triple C's of the way she had it, because I have my own triple C's. Our first C is clarity. That's where the planning comes into place. If you have a clear, strategic picture of what you're going to do, what does she say? If you're going to, she used an example, 10 minutes. Use an example. If you open up a coffee shop or you're planning a trip, they require planning. You can't just open a coffee shop like you would goofing off on Facebook. You see what I'm saying? Planning. What is your channel about? Clarity. Exactly. Specifically. Who is it for? Clarity. Exactly and specifically. Who exactly is it for? Who specifically is it for? What specifically is your channel about? What exactly is your channel about? And the third question is, what videos will reach that target audience? What specific videos will reach that specific target audience? Whatever. Calendar. Oh, the second one was calendar. This is coming into planning. I guess this is all part. Well, it's not all part. The second one is calendar, which is part of planning. I call it time management and success management. 1 hour of planning can save 10 hours of doing. You got calendar activity. This is a tool. These are the specifics. You got calendar activity, calendar success, calendar time management. What are your priorities? Because you're going to have to make choices on when you have presented with something, and you're going to need focus because you don't want to get distracted. The opposite of focus is distraction. And if you're distracted by something other than what you're doing, you can't focus because you're distracted. And then when it comes to planning and priorities, that means you're going to have to get friendly with the word no. You're going to have to say no. No is much more powerful than being a people pleaser. She was talking about that. Calendar blocking, because life happens. Life is going to go on. It's going to rain. It's going to shine. It's going to snow. Whatever. This and that. The kids just get sick. Whatever. The car, the job, various different things are going to come up. Life is going to just keep doing what it do. You as a professional, you as a serious professional, you got to stick with your plan, with your clarity, with your calendar, and the calendar is going to do all of that. Work on your goals first, and then work on what other people want, or make sure that your goals are a priority, and that way you can at least carve out some time for that. She covered a lot, and other people's agendas, exactly. Schedule according to your creative flow. She just had a lot of information, kind of like on time management, calendar, and planning. And are you an early bird or a night owl? That resonated with me strongly because I am not an early bird. I've always been a night owl since childhood, and I'm still a night owl. Thirdly, was commitment. And this is where it got deep and emotional at, and I don't want to get too deep and emotional. We're coming up on 14 minutes. No one is going to knock on your door and say, do a video. You got to be committed. Commitment is start messy, forget about perfectionism, and the numbers matter. The growth does. So as you start off on your messy journey, or you start off messy, your journey is not messy. It's just that you may be messy, but you got to go because it's a priority. So as you start off on that journey, you're going to be looking at numbers. The numbers don't matter. Focus on your growth and your activity, your growth, your activity. Your growth, your activity, because people don't see all parts of your growth. They don't see it. When you were in the gym for 2, 3, 6 months, or whatever you did, and homework, or whatever, folks don't see that. So, the numbers reflect what people are going to see. It's only the numbers is basically how many subscribers, how many views, how many likes. Focus on your growth and commit to yourself. Celebrate your wins. Put a date on it. Put a deadline on it. This is all time management stuff. And if you don't show up for them, then why should they show up for you? This is all part of commitment. This is all a part of being committed. And commitment is like a thing that's outside of yourself, or it seems to be somewhat not distant, but it seems to be separate from yourself. But being committed is within you. Making a commitment or Having a commitment, it seems somewhat detached, but being committed is part of your being, part of your fiber. Let me see what else we got here. And that was those are the three C's. It was calendar, um, oh, calendar clarity, calendar clarity and commitment. And I have two bonuses to put on to the things I mentioned today. Bonus number one, I guess I call it H1. How do you fight haters or even critics? Well, let's focus on the haters. When it comes to the haters, they're going to be inevitable. I mean, we all know it. Some of us here. If you succeed at something, people are going to be not going to be jealous of it. If you stop somebody, it's going to happen. Focus on your supporters. Don't focus on your hate. They're going to come up. And she said she had a video one time where she had tons and tons of great comments, hundreds, I guess. And one person came in and said some stuff that, pow, hit her in the gut, hit her in the, punched her in the throat. And she was really, it got her emotional, that one comment. And what did she do? She kept reading and she kept looking at all the people that were supporting her, and that overwhelmed the haters. And then critics. Critics can go both ways, man. Sometimes critics can be hateful or destructive criticism, but sometimes critics can be telling the truth. They may not be exaggerating. And they may either sometimes they just don't agree or they bring up a legitimate situation. We all went through this at school. The kids talked about us. We had some new shoes. We had whatever, the clothes was raggedy, whatever. Didn't bathe that night. Something happened. And they teased us and this and that, but they was telling the truth. And we didn't come back. We didn't wear those shoes again. Or we didn't come back. We made sure we bathed after that, after they talked about us or whatever. So, these people are coming. They're part of the territory. Fight off the haters and the critics. You can either answer the critics if it's a disagreement, and if it's something that you legitimately need to take care of, then just go back and you don't have to tell anybody. Just take care of it. You don't have to say thank you, critics. Sometimes if it needs to be taken care of, go take care of it. And the second, those are haters and critics. And the second one is F1 that she said. She get emotional. So we had 17 minutes. Tomorrow is not promised. Tomorrow is not promised. Why did she include that in there? She had been through some terrible things. What she showed us was a picture of a car wreck. When the car was totaled, it was crunched up in the back, and her daughter got hit in the back. And I think they both walked away from it or whatever, but they was like an inch away from, they would have been dead or crushed or whatever. So tomorrow is not promised. It's just that type of stuff it just hits you in a certain way. And basically, with the tomorrow not promised being what you can pull from that as far as this final bonus point, you focus on today. You focus on the enjoyment of today, the quality of today. You focus on fulfillment for today. You focus on working towards your purpose for today, taking a step closer towards your purpose or within your purpose, because you may already be fulfilling it, but within your purpose and the meaningfulness of life itself. So these are real big, esoteric things, but they're real. They're just as real as this paper. Just as real. Just because you can't pick them up. Fulfillment, meaningfulness, enjoyment, purpose, those things are very, very real. So tomorrow not being promised, it just hits you that what you're living and doing and breathing every day and walking every day, this is called life. We out here walking in life. So what does this have to do with YouTube? I mean, it puts it in perspective, but it lets you know, get on it. Don't play. Why are you playing? The years are going by. The days of the weeks, months, days, years, and decades are going by. Your kids are getting older. Your retirement is coming up. Whatever is going on. So whatever is going on. So tomorrow is not promised. Fulfillment, purpose, meaningfulness, enjoyment, and quality of life. That's the bonus
behind the other bonus about the haters and critics. So those are two bonuses. I call them H1 and F1. H1 is haters one, and F1 is fulfillment one. It's one thing. It's not. It's cool to make money and to succeed and make a lot of money, but then once you make the money, what happens? What you going to do? It's not what you're going to spend it on, but what's going on as far as with the quality of your life. Not what to buy, but how to live your life and to get quality fulfillment out of your life. YouTube is a way to that. So, okay, so that's it for the 5-day challenge. Um, I'm going to do a recap on all of that, and we are done, and I'll see you guys next week. Recapping the whole, what time is it? 20. I'm not going to recap it. I'm going to leave it right there. But anyway, it's been great. This is Kev, the Cashflow DJ, Kevin Jackson, coming from Cashflow Hustles Radio, coming back at you guys. I'm signing out. Check me out at cashflowhustlesradio.com. Check me out at Instagram, KevinJ2000, and bada bing. But anyway, thank you all. I will see you guys again next week, and we're gonna keep this thing going. I'm out. Peace out. Register or whatever. Oh, wait a minute. Came on back. I guess sometimes it's a little quicker than others, I suppose.